All right, bro. This is pretty crazy because these two teams I really have to talk about. I told you I was going to talk about one of them, and that's the Detroit Pistons and the Washington Wizards. But in my opinion, I thought I was going to talk about the Detroit Pistons in a more positive manner, but I guess not because the Pistons suck. Their offense is just lifeless. The Wizards, they suck. Um, Kuzma and Jordan Poole is one of the goofiest duos probably in the league right now, and we're going to talk about it because something has to change. That's all I gotta say. Something has to change. But yeah, the Washington Wizards, dog. This team, like they thought, like the duo of Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole could be like a more exciting duo. They could like made some noise. They could even like gotten an opportunity to even make a playing spot. But dude, they have turned over the ball probably the most in the league, as I'm probably gonna show. They foul ratio is bad. They shot selection is bad. Everything just about them just screams awful. And guess what? Their most assists and they most where they show a semblance of being a good player is one before Jordan Poole got there. Kyle Kuzma was actually doing he's still doing dirty work, but his shot selection has gotten way too out of hand. He needs to be sliding in as a contender. Same with Jordan Poole, because Jordan Poole with no leash is one of the worst players in the NBA because the stuff he be doing and trying to do is just something you don't do in NBA games. Like, for example, in this fast break, he decided to do it by himself.
Jordan waiting for his teammates. That shot was blocked by Porzingis.
That wasn't smart at all. And then I can't even tell you what Kyle Kuzma's done positive because this dude right here, he tried to takes up his mid range jump shot, not efficient. He and his jump shooter 3-point shot. Like, folks starts coming along, he reverted back to where he was in his later stages with the Lakers. To be honest, I don't know what's the direction here. But it's probably more likely that Jordan Poole gets traded than he becomes a franchise star for him. Because in my opinion, I believe this is probably the most likely route because Jordan Poole, as your franchise guy, you're not going to have too much to say. Jordan Poole is probably more sliding as being a six-man or a contender, and he has a shorter leash because not having a leash on Jordan Poole, because now you got him acting out on the sidelines and stuff, not really listening to play, not really engaged fully. He's seeing defensive coverages like number one options been getting, and he's not used to that. So it's gonna take an adjustment period. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Washington Wizards. And also, they coach Wes Unseld Jr. Now, when he had KCP, Kuzma, Dean Avdia, I think he had DeLon Wright at the time. That was one of the worst defensive units in the league somehow. And also, I think he had Kristaps Porzingis after the trade deadline, and that was one of the worst defensive units in the league. So, folks probably gonna have to watch out for him being the next coach fired because there's literally no improvement, no progression whatsoever at all. Because I think two of their wins was against the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies are not good, but at least they have an excuse for missing their star player. And the Detroit Pistons, who I'm about to talk about right now, the Detroit Pistons, you talking about lifeless? This is one of the most lifeless units in the league, right? They started out the season wanting to do something different. So I saw an article 2 weeks ago about the Pistons. They may not beat you with their 3-point spacing or shooting spacing. They're gonna beat you with their vertical spacing. But guess what? They offense are literally the worst in the league. Their defense sucked. It's just nothing special about this with that offensive unit. So as of late, they've been starting Jaden Ivey, which is good. I'm glad they're doing that because Killian Hayes being the starting lineup, it was what was the point of doing that? No, there was no need to do that. But here we are. They started Jaden Ivey, and they still been getting blown up. Monty Williams, dog, what is this? Folks gave him the LeBron contracts of head coaches. I didn't think he deserved that amount of money anyways. I didn't think he was that special of a head coach. Phoenix Suns fans tried to gaslight me and saying he was like one of the top coaches in the league. No, he's not one of the top coaches in the league. Maybe he'd be a better suited coach for like a team that's on the brink of being the playoff team. With the Hornets, then he was like the assistant for the Thunder and the Sixers. Then he got the job with the Suns. And the Suns was really right there at being important because they was doing good until DeAndre Ayton got suspended. Then after that, they went 9-0 in the bubble. Then after they traded for Chris Paul. Then they built on their success and went to the finals. Then they became a 60-win team. But Monty Williams, if he had to develop a whole new team, no, you're just better suited as getting a young coach for that position. Monty, and also his assistant Kevin Young, he probably was mostly the reason why the Suns' offense is what it is, because we see this Pistons offense and they really don't run like too many good actions. Now when they do, they generate good shots, but it's not often they actually run the freaking plays. And then they got rid of what's his name, Dwayne Casey, because he played too many vets. And his young players are like not seeing development with him either. But in my opinion, if you need somebody to cover for vets, Dwayne Casey would do it for you. Monty Williams is just letting them just go out there and figure it out themselves, which I don't mind that per se. But doing this like every game and not, stepping in certain games when you have a chance to win is where I have a problem. But that's all I got to say about these two teams, because these two teams played recently. Like I said, the Wizards got the W, even though the Wizards was about to choke the game to the Pistons of all teams. But I gotta realize they just as bad as them. They just as bad, and both the teams probably gonna have to look to do a fire sale. Now the Wizards, they actually got more pieces that are more suited for a championship team. Like for example, Tyus Jones, he one of the best playmakers in the league. We got one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios year in, year out. He would be good for a contender. Kyle Kuzma, like I mentioned, he would be best suited for a contender. Now, his scoring, like his shot volume, would definitely go down a contender. The only thing he would be needed for is his versatility on the defensive end, be a great rebounder, and be a great team defender. That's all he needs to do on a freaking championship team. Because I'm tired of seeing this number one or number two option Kyle Kuzma offense. I'm just tired. Well, I haven't been watching often, but yeah, it's rough. The games I did watch, it's rough. Daniel Gafford, he could be another piece that could be had for a contender. I don't know if they try and get rid of Daniel off the. I wouldn't, but if you want to get picks and try to get more picks, yeah, he'll probably have the most value on the team if I'm being honest with you, because he's one of the best defenders in the league. He got better and better each year. He's one of the best ball movers in the league. He's going to swing the rock. Like he's one of those people that he wants to play the right way. That's how he operates, and he feel like if you take in like unnecessary shots, that's where he gonna have a problem. So let me see who else the Wizards got. Jordan Poole, I believe he could be half a contender. Now his value as well probably tanking as we speak right now, so he could probably be half like a couple second round picks or something like that. But yeah, he would be like in the Jordan Clarkson role on a contender. And I'm telling you, as the sixth man, not as the star. Even though Jordan Clarkson as the star is not bad, but as a sixth man, he's one of the best. He needs to go right back to where he was. Not back with Golden State, but back to where he was as the six-man bucket getter. Turn up. Like, that's what he needs. He don't need a bigger role than that. And that's really it. The Detroit Pistons, allegedly, as I'm about to show you, Bojan Bogdanovic could have been traded for 2 first-round picks. But the Detroit Pistons decided to keep him for some reason. Are you serious? Like, even if they didn't get 2 first-round picks, they definitely could have got a first and a boatload of second-round picks, because he's one of the best three-point shooters on the roster. And now they said Killian Hayes might be a name to watch on trade deadline. Nobody's not going to want him. Nobody's not going to want him. I'm being honest with you. And James Wiseman, he could be a nice piece for a contender that needs a lob threat or something like that. And yeah, the pieces they have, they probably should keep. Like for example, like Cade, Jalen Duren, Sir Thompson, and yeah, that's probably really it. Alec Burke could be also another name for a contender. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Sixers, not the Sixers, but the Wizards and the Pistons situation. These situations need to be investigated, dog, because we need intervention because we tired of seeing like bad basketball. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. Let me know if you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail M out.